welcome, and welcome to the present. I'm here with my good brother and my good friend, Mr. Efosa. How we doing this weekend? How we doing?
It's a wonderful weekend. Wonderful. Even if there's no football, I'm enjoying my weekend. It's a wonderful weekend.
Oh, that, that,
It's a
that that's
beautiful
great.
day.
Let's make sure everything is going well, the sound and everything. Guys, like the video. Oh yeah, the sound is great. Yeah, it's good. Guys, like the video, very important. If you are joining us for the first time
Yeah.
or just stumble to the stream, do us a favor, like the video, subscribe. Be ready to subscribe, does that honor, and make sure you turn on the notification bell. Extremely important. So, intentional break. No, for me, intentional break. Let's spend a few minutes on intentional break while people come in. What do you think about the intentional break? For me,
Bro, I don't want international break. So that's what I think of
why?
it. I don't want international break at all. Why am I wasting my time? I just feel it's a waste of my time. It should, for me, apart from Euros and World Cup, why are we playing Nations League? That is a waste of
I know.
time. They use all those one. We have so
Wait. Slow down, Mr. Fosa. Are you not a football person? Are you not a
yeah.
football man? Why will you say you don't watch? You dismiss of international break?
Bro, why would I want international break? I feel international break is just a cacophony of comedy that they use to take away our joy on the weekends. Like how many people, bro, it's true. The only time I see what happens during international break is when Arsenal posts or I'm scrolling through Twitter and people say, oh, this person scored this. That is the only time. I can't remember the last time I sat down. Okay, I think when France played Spain in that Nations League final. That was the last
Yeah,
time. But I feel because the schedule is too much.
for the players,
So
that's so much
if it was
workload.
just
Yeah,
yeah, Euros and World Cup, I understand. But qualifiers. But now they are not adding Nations League. I just feel some friendlies they're
needed.
not relevant anymore. Yeah. So that's just the problem.
Okay,
So I don't
that's
watch
a
it.
fair take. For me, I only watch certain players to make sure, like players like Gabriel. I hope you are no injuries. I wanted to come back
Yeah.
unscathed. So that's why I just go and see a few highlights and
Yes.
here and there. Because for me, this is my take. The quality in international football. I'm sorry. I'm used to the premium
Yeah.
quality of leagues. Then going back to international break, the quality for me is not there. I don't.
And
It's not just there for
of
me. Don't do
course,
it for me. No, no.
back in the day, we
So
had some wonderful international national teams, but
sure,
now the
exactly.
quality has so
I've been diluted. They've been diluted. So guys,
yeah.
do us a favor, like the video, very important. So let me ask you a question. What do you think about the about Arsenal so far this season? Even though I know it's 8 games, right? 8 games. So what do you think
Mm.
about us in the league? The Carabao Cup, we are still in the Carabao Cup. FA Cup will start in January, and the Champions League. What do you think about Arsenal so far?
In fact, I don't think we are doing well. I don't think because some idiots are telling us we are not doing well. I don't think like 8 games into the season, we are second level on points. We even better than last season how we started. We have, I think, one second or third best defense in the league. We are still scored. I think maybe one or two goals shy off of the highest goal scorers in the league. We are
Yeah.
still in the Carabao Cup. Okay, unfortunately, we lost one game in the Champions League. So I think
Mhm.
everybody is telling us we have already crashed out of the Champions League as we lost. So for me, you understand. I don't know the obsession with people. There is a level of maturity in what we are doing. People have to understand. You say our fluidity was lost. It's not as it was. You see, this is why I say sometimes when we are supposed to have short memories, we don't have those short memories. Rather, we are now having we are we are now having short memories when we are supposed to still remember. Last season, we had a starting lineup of Ramsdale, Zinchenko, Magalhaes, that is Gabriel, Saliba,
Yeah.
Ben White. In midfield, you had Partey, Xhaka, and Odegaard.
Odegaard.
Then you had Martinelli, Saka, and Jesus.
Jesus.
Now, this season since we began, Ramsdale, then Partey are tried back, Ben White and Saliba, and sometimes Tomiyasu. Zinchenko started the season with an injury. Then you now look
alongside
at,
Jesus.
in fact, it was Timber
Zinchenko.
originally.
Yeah, Zinchenko,
Yeah,
Jesus were out
Timber
for the beginning of the
originally.
season.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Timber originally was our left back, but the first game of the season, if some people can still remember, he had an Achilles, ACL tear.
ACL injury.
Now, Tomiyasu, Tomiyasu came in. I think our second game of the season was Crystal Palace away. Tomiyasu played, hence he got his red card. That was when Zinchenko came on. Now, Kai Havertz, remember, Kai Havertz played in some games. Then Fabio Vieira came in. Jesus didn't start the season with us because he was injured after the preseason game against Barcelona that we won 5-3. So people have to understand the same squad that was playing every time is not the same squad. This season, we have had varieties of squad. This season, too, we should not forget, Raya did not start the season with us. Or even if when he started with us, he didn't start playing.
He didn't have the starting belt. Until Everton. Everton.
Yeah, Everton. So there have been changes in the team, which is normal, right? It's easy for everyone to come and say we've lost fluidity. But if you want to, you're supposed to ask, why have we lost fluidity? Because the same squad that showed us the fluidity is not the same one that had been playing.
Sure.
You understand? Squad changes had to be made. And yes, if you're telling me now, oh, Man City without Rodri, they were not fluid. Then us without Partey, without Jesus and all these guys, you expect us to be fluid. Like, use the same argument or consistency that you would use against other teams on us. So if you're telling us we are not as consistent, then you could say, yes, you have a point. We should also remember we have new players in very, important roles, like Declan Rice, learning to play as a lone six, as opposed to what he used to do for West Ham, and as opposed to, being a totally defensive midfielder. Now he's also a midfielder that has to orchestrate play from deep. So yes, things are not the same as they were, but you can see we are getting there. It's a positive thing. And if we are not as fluid as people want us to be, and our squad is not even our best squad, according to some people, what happens when our best squad has, come back together and is playing the same way? And I even think we're even better now, based off of the fact that we are very professional when we do our jobs, especially defensively. So I do think we'll do so well. So we can only do better. That's just what it is.
So for me, I think sometimes the fans are, like you say, have this short memory, or they actually buy into this banter era where banter is fine for football because the football can be tribalistic. But when you go to this low-level banter, you're not more using objectivity. Everything is just laughter, kiki, and ha-ha. The quality of analysis is lost. I'm not saying analysis should be grossly boring. I'm not saying that. But we shouldn't lose the facts, the empirical evidence and data. Like you say, we had Xhaka last season. We have consistency, relative consistency with the starting 11. Compared to this season, Timber was in, Timber was out.
Yeah.
Partey was in, Partey was out. Partey got injured. Saka, Martinelli, and Jesus have not played together this season at all. Nobody wants to talk about that. And it's very pitiful that Arsenal fans are aware, but they join in this chorus, this swan song that is unhealthy. Now, okay, what are the objectives of football? You want to win. You can't win, draw. The last option is a loss, which is not the most glamorizing that people like or fans like. But like you said, 8 games played, level on point with the first position, the Halos on the other side of London, right? 8 games played. We are seeing the Champions League. Like I said, we've lost one game, won one game. That's not a disaster. We are seeing the Carabao Cup, right?
Of course.
And the FA Cup starts next year. So why are fans in this dark cloud about we are not playing as technically pleasing like last season? I get it. It will get there. Man City don't play throughout the whole season aesthetically pleasing? Can we stop embellishing them?
Yeah, of course.
There's this overrating of Man City as if all their games, they're so smooth, they're so sly, the swagger, the charisma is all it's a lie. Go watch all Man City's games. Their games are they stumble across the touchline.
We've not even spoken about how sometimes officials even help them get through the finish line. Let's call it what it is.
Please.
In some games, they just help them. So now someone is coming to tell me, now we watch these things, we know that officials will help. So someone is now coming to tell me that, Man City we've watched Man City's games. Arteta is telling us something that there are some there are some experiments that have to be made. This is phase 4. So nobody told us how phase 4 would be. My own is, at the end of the day, it's an end game. The end game is make sure, 1, you're winning games. 2, you're still even better than your opponent. And 3, let's be honest, we've watched teams this season. How many of them have actually come out to say they want to play football? Man City at one point in that game that they came to come and park the bus. So you're not telling me now that I'm going to look at the game and be like, I should have rushed them. Man, you came to the Emirates Stadium. What happened?
Let me interrupt you then. Sorry to interrupt you there. So now, after last Sunday's game, there was a narrative that it was one of the most boring games. The game was not as glamorous as advertised, which is quote unquote advertised. But I saw the game differently. See, there is this analysis that we've been conditioned to believe that is pushed by all these conglomerates in sports reporting, even in radio reports like TalkSport, Sky Sport. They analyze the game from their own agenda from one point. Now, I'm going to give Man City credit. For the first 20 minutes, they pressed us well. See, the kind of press Man City were giving us. The media don't give them that credit. And that's not how you analyze the game. You can't analyze it from the way, Arsenal did not play well. No. What about the other team playing well?
Yeah, very true. Very true.
Randa Pitma, welcome back, guys. Shout out to you, Rando. How are you doing today? Make sure you like the video, very important. So I was saying something about we refuse to always give the other team the credit. Yes, Ramsey for the first 20 minutes looked G3, which is subjective because it was under instruction. I'm not going to go with that narrative or it was G3. It was under instruction. Sorry, Raya, thank you for the correction. So it was under instructions. I'm going to give Man City their full credit. They were laying traps and ambush for us, and we had to navigate that section of the game tactically. And luckily, we didn't concede a goal, and luck is part of the game. Let's stop being silly. Don't let Sky Sports, Gary Neville, and these, how would I call them? Private content creators who still peddle agenda lie to you, or what do you think about what I'm saying? Maybe I'm waffling. You can debunk it.
No, it's not. I would say that that's very accurate because you have when originally, and I think that was the reason why Arteta intentionally told the goalkeeper to delay the ball, sometimes was because he knew that was what Man City would do. So what he wanted to do was take away the steam from Man City at the beginning, because the idea is, you see, this is what Arteta has learned. Rhythm. Man City's rhythm to want to always, because if they force us to keep crossing the ball every time, even if they win it, they come again. So at one point, that was what he wanted. Now, unfortunately, we hadn't gotten ourselves for the first how many minutes, you understand? So that was what, and I would say another thing that didn't help Raya was the fact that Kai wasn't playing. So as a focal point compared to Eddie, where even if they had pressured us, they had pressured him, he could easily have sent it to Kai, and Kai would hold the ball. You understand? So we didn't have that. So after some time, you could see when the nerves were settling, because when Man City were trying to go, Saliba and Jorginho, in my opinion, started combining in terms of receiving the ball, passing it up and down, and when we kind of turned the tide and kind of switched on and became very comfortable in the game, then we now saw Man City retreating. You understand? So they are not going to give credit, because this is one thing I've learned. Most of them don't have an understanding of the game. And it's unfortunate, because realistically, if you ask them to explain why, you see, lazy analysis tells you that, oh, because Rodri and De Bruyne didn't play, that was why the
Yeah.
game was like that. Because
No.
it is the easiest thing to go and analyze. That is why most of them will never be top managers. It's a simple truth. Because they look at it, they look at the game just one track minded like that. People are going to, always come. Man City, they didn't give them enough credit. I do think they didn't give them enough, but to say what they tried to do. But the reason why they didn't give them the credit is this. If you start giving them the credit, their agenda of, oh, Man City faded out of the game or because they were not good, it cannot pass. They cannot now. They will have to give the credit and say, "Oh, Arsenal were so good." So you understand me. So rather than that happening, the credit. They'd rather say, "Oh, Man City didn't play well, below their standards," rather than thinking, in the last how many years, this has been a team. This Arteta is the one guy who, if we say knows Pep in and out, it should be this guy. You understand? It's not the first time he's doing this to Pep. How did he win the FA Cup? It was exactly this. That time he didn't even have a squad as good as this. So he stopped them from even creating chances. This time he has a very good squad. Now, on the day, yes, Saka wasn't available. Martinelli had to come from the bench. Partey had to come from the bench. Kai had to come from the bench. So he now had a squad where, yes, these are the X factor players coming in to come and make a difference. And it happened that day. It's not as if it was a day where we packed the bus. The problem was the ease Man City had, where they would always scare teams and always rain on your defense, was no more.
Yeah, exactly.
Haaland couldn't see those one chance to run at a weak defender or a defender. And he saw Saliba there. And Saliba said, no, you're not passing through this place. Gabriel, he's not that one. He knows he doesn't have a chance. That's why he never goes to that guy's side. So
exactly. So let me ask you a question, right? Like you said, behind the scenes when we're talking. Now, when they played against Rob Holding, they didn't talk about playing against Arsenal's weak defense, right? But on the other side, Man City didn't have Rodri, so Arsenal are playing against a weak midfield. See, the narrative is so pathetic that I don't see why Arsenal fans can't see that this is solely on an agenda. This is crazy because it's so obvious. Unless you have the comprehension.
5 minutes.
Okay.
5 minutes, yes.
Okay. So while we wait for Mr. Fusa to come back, so I did a reaction video to one of the videos I saw this morning. Very, very, very funny. Very, very funny. So I'm going to, use my fair use analysis while Mr. Fusa is out. I'm going to play this video for us to see, and I'll do my live reaction. Even though I've done a video, you can check it in my archives. And I'd like to see what you guys think in the comment section. Let me know. So let's play this real quick.
What do you think? You could give me an answer. Why do you think Arsenal won't win the league?
The reason I think they won't win the league is because I think that I just don't think they've got the squad for it. To be honest, they've got the Champions League that they're having to deal with, and again, it's really funny, man, because Arsenal fans will be like, "We had the Euro."
You heard that? He said, "We do not have the squad for it." Do you actually think Arsenal do not have the squad for it? Because if you look at it objectively, for me, Arsenal has a better squad than Man City. Some of you be like, that's impossible. Yes, Arsenal has a better squad, in my opinion, than Man City. Now, do Arsenal have a better starting 11 if all players are fit? Not necessarily. I think Man City shades it in terms of quality of the starting 11. We know Haaland, for me, is the best striker in the world right now. We know Kevin De Bruyne is one of the best 10s in the world right now. But aside from those two, maybe I can add Rodri. Aside from those three key players, right? Now look at the bench. If you look at the last game, we played, right? They brought in Nunes, they bought from Wolves. They brought in Doku, and they brought in a top player. And we brought in Kai Havertz. We brought in Partey and Tomiyasu. What does that tell you? And we see as Smith Rowe, who is an experienced player, in Premiership, buying last season that he had that awful injury and surgery and he's still recuperating. We still have Fabio Vieira, who in this season has had 2 fantastic assists, right? And we still have Nelson, we still have Kivio, and they are telling us Man City, if you take away Rodri, take away Haaland, will struggle, have a better squad. No, they have key players that if fit, their starting level is better. So let me read this chat from Random Pitman. Shout out to you. Those guys are Chelsea fans. I do not listen to them also. Shout out to you. Don't mind them. The way they even predict Chelsea to beat Arsenal, imagine. Exactly. It just shows that we've lost. Let me change this real quick. We've lost objectivity in football. Everything is now an agenda. Everything is now about how I feel, not what is analytical, what is data-driven, what is logical. You cannot tell me. You cannot tell. Now, let me put this chat back on the screen. This comment from Random, right? It said, don't mind them. They even predict Chelsea to beat Arsenal. Now, in football, anything can happen. Anything can happen. But if I go to analyze based on this season, even based on last season, there is no way Chelsea should be beating Arsenal. We have a better starting 11. We have a better squad. In my opinion, at this moment, we have a better manager. We have a better chemistry. So, how should you be predicting Chelsea beating Arsenal? Like I said, let's not forget, this is football. On a bad day, Arsenal can underperform. Arsenal can just act funny and lose. Yes, that can happen. That's possibility. But in terms of probability, based on the metrics of better squad, better starting 11, better team, better manager, better on the table, there is no way Chelsea should be beating Arsenal. But some people are going to make an emotional prediction that Chelsea to beat Arsenal. That is idiotic to make him out, because based on the data, based on the empirical evidence, there is no way Chelsea should be beating Arsenal. The disclaimer is that football is a funny game. Anything can happen. If Chelsea and Arsenal play 10 times, Arsenal should be beating them 9 times out of 10. Maybe Chelsea can get 1 win. That's where I put in the possibility versus probability. But guess what? People do not analyze football in good faith anymore. It's all laughter, kiki, ha. It's all banter over logic and objectivity, unfortunately. That is why Mojenda can have the audacity and his friends to say, oh, no, Man City have a better squad. Man City don't have a better squad. I agree to the premise that Man City have a better starting level, which is they shared it a little bit. They shared it a little bit based on their chemistry, their experience of winning the league, the X factor that Haaland brings to their team. You cannot deny that fact. The X factor that Rodri brings to their team, you cannot deny that fact. And the X factor that De Bruyne brings to their team. Aside from that, we can match them stride for stride. Now, Radon Peter, I'd like to ask you a question. Do you think Man City wins the league if they have Haaland missing for the last 10 games of the season, just the way we had Saliba miss the last 10 games of the season? Do you think Man City fans will be confident or bold, the pundits and the non-pundits will be bold that Man City wins the league if they have Haaland missing for the last 10 games of the season? Do you think so? I don't think so. I don't think so. In all the teams that win the leagues, the Champions League, the FA Cups, and all these cups, you have to have the luck of keeping your most important players, your marquee players fit. You have to have that luck. All this nonsense of, Man City are overwhelming favorite on paper, it is fine. But if Man City are missing key players like Rodri, we've seen it how they've struggled in terms of domestic cups. They are out of the Carabao Cup. They've lost 2 games back-to-back since 2018 in the league because of Rodri. Because people will keep on arguing Pep can turn water to wine. Is this fantastic manager? I will not deny the fact that Pep is a fantastic manager, but he still needs quality players to win games. You take out Rodri, you see how Pep struggles a little bit. So let's not play those games. Oh, Mr. Efsa is back. Let's bring him back.
Yeah, bro.
So I was talking about the fact that they overhyped Haaland. So I'm going to ask you a question, right? Just like last season, we missed Saliba for 10 games. Do you think if Man City are missing Haaland for the last 10 games of the season, well, can you hear that noise?
I think maybe it's the air conditioner here.
No, I don't think. I think it's from. I'll try. Can you take charge and give me a minute? I'll be back. A minute. Take charge.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't really think Manchester City will be bold to say that, or Manchester City fans or the EPL will be able to be bold and say Manchester City would win the league. Like I kept saying, I said there are two ways a team wins a league. One, either they are better than everybody, or secondly, they hope for the team that is better than them to drop form or to lose key players. And we saw what happened to Arsenal. We lost a key player in Saliba. So
Exactly.
when everybody was like, oh, we dropped points along the way, why did we drop points? Saliba had only lost 3 games with Arsenal last season before he got injured. So we now have to look at it and think, what if he was playing? You understand? It's not as if when people talk about the games we lost, we drew 3 very important games and we won 3 games in the last 10 games. So so assuming we had won those 3 games, that is additional 6 points to the 3 we had from the 3 points. So we already had 9. So it doesn't matter how much Man City's form is, we still wouldn't have lost. Even if we went to their home ground, knowing fully well that we had won every game. You understand?
Yeah.
Going to meet them would go with a better mindset. Now, I don't see any reason why, these people are now becoming, they just don't want to admit. Because, like I said, it's the easiest thing for them to do. So their lazy analysis lives again. So that is just it.
So let me this chat from Random Pitchman. Shout out to you. I could remember before our game against City, some pundits were saying Pep's going to turn sound to wine, use Akonji in the midfield and beat us. Exactly. See, there is over embellishment of Pep. I respect Pep, and I guess you respect Pep too, right?
Yeah, true.
But Pep is not a magician. See, the way some people speak about Pep, you will think it's Jesus Christ.
Bro, Pep, like when they talk about him, I just don't understand. I just don't, because I look at it and think. I watch some games, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes, that's why I say sometimes when Man City they win something, I just look and say the referee helped them. Let's not call it as if they were so spectacular. Sometimes the referee, now, what do they have? They have quality where they can make you pay.
Yeah.
You understand? They can switch it on once. That is a very important thing. But let's not come and say, oh, because they have that Pep is a magician. Once he waves his wand, it happens. No.
And he can use any player anywhere and it will work.
Why is
how come against Newcastle and Arsenal, those players did not work? Because see, you cannot in one breath, you can't tell me that Pep can put any player it will work. And
why didn't he play Calvin Phillips?
Yeah. Why did not Sam hold him from Arsenal and make him work at City? See, because some of this narrative is pathetic to make it mild.
Yeah, of course.
So let me play another clip that I found very interesting that I saw this week.
I just look at Saliba. I look at the way he's playing. I look at Gabriel. I look at your spine now with Declan Rice in there. But it also gives me a bit of worry if you do get 1 or 2 injuries. The replacements aren't great. I'm sorry. Jorginho is not great replacement.
Let's pause. Jorginho is not great replacement. What do you think about that?
Jorginho walks into Manchester United's midfield.
Thank you.
Like, I don't get the if an injury happens, George. Okay, fine. Rice, Partey is there.
Yeah.
You
Wait, let me
understand?
ask you another question.
Kiwior,
You think El Neni walks into United's midfield at this point in time?
why not?
So, say, I understand football. He has the right to analyze Arsenal.
No, I get.
That's where
Yeah,
have the right.
you know.
But,
Yeah,
but when you do it in bad faith, or maybe you don't have enough information, or you've not watched Arsenal
Yeah.
enough. Don't come
yeah.
and make
It's the information.
misinformation. You've not
It's
watched
the,
them
the
enough.
word information. The word information. Saying Kiwior is not. Look, I'm not sure he has seen Kiwior play. We
He
saw
has not
Kiwior
seen
play
Kiwior.
last year.
Yeah,
You
against
understand?
Newcastle, and I
Yeah.
saw him against Brentford.
Chelsea.
Yeah,
You understand? Yeah, against Chelsea, played against Brentford. He was excellent against Brentford. Now, I would understand that, you can look at, because Gabriel is in front of him. Just because
Exactly.
Gabriel is in front of him doesn't mean he's not good. You understand?
Thank you.
Or he hasn't played some games this season.
yeah,
You understand me? You will know he's a super quality, very good on the ball.
oh,
He knows how to tackle. He's still strong. He can still get stronger.
yeah.
You understand? Good in the air. He can still improve. You understand? When you go as far as the replacements aren't that great and all that, it makes it seem as if, once one player gets injured, it's done.
We are done. Yeah, we're done.
No, it's not. And I love the answer that guy gave him when he was saying, he said, look, it's part of the game. Injuries are part of the game.
Sure.
One. Number two, if Saliba gets injured, there is no Saliba sitting on the bench. You understand?
In any team in the world,
In
there's no
any team.
Saliba sitting on the bench in the world.
You understand? And there's
Yeah.
not even any Saliba because right now, all the top teams would love to have Saliba in their team.
Team
You understand? Let's be real. Saliba walks into any team.
in the world.
Any
In the
team in the world. Any team. Even the Manchester City, they are hyping. Saliba walks there. Saliba walks into their team. So let's not come and embellish it. So we are saying, there's no Saliba. What of Tomiyasu?
Thank you.
Because
You
what's
see,
come
they're
to us?
used to holding. See, they're used to holding. That's why I say he's not watching Arsenal the way. So if I'm not watching Manchester United enough, right, I don't have the right to go and say certain things about Manchester United without watching them understand their squad. Like these people are so bold in their ignorance.
Of course.
So let me read this chat from 87. 87 they say Charlie Boys again. Shout out to you, Mr. 87 Nate. Randall said, even Gabriel. Exactly. I made a video the other day. I'm sure some of you can go to Jackass and watch it. There is no better center half pairing in the whole world in club football that is better than Gabriel and Saliba.
True.
Show me. Name it. Name it in world football. In club world football that is better than Gabriel and Saliba. It is what it is. So I have more to show you. Let's listen to this waffle.
Is he making a problem for David Raya? Got caught playing the ball out from the back. They lost the game. That wasn't the only reason, but it was part of it. They're getting results in the Premier League, including the weekend, not because of David Raya, not because of him, but despite him. Not that he's making huge mistakes, but he's taking more chances with the ball at his feet because he probably thinks he's better and that's why it's in the team.
What do you think of that?
I love the fact that he corrected himself. You understand? Not making huge mistakes. Ramsdale used to make all these funny mistakes. You understand? Okay, fine. He could clear it himself. Now, exactly. Now, you look at this guy. What's his name? Raya. But it's a testament to the way we've played, right? Where teams find it hard to break us down.
Sure.
They don't even credit Raya for that spectacular save he made against Tottenham.
Tottenham.
You understand? So you have to be realistic and say, okay, the thing he's complaining about, it's only one game. Only one game. People are like, oh, he gave away the ball against Lons. I don't think he gave away the ball against Lons. I just felt when that ball wasn't, it didn't hit its target. How could they score you from there? The ball was whacked to Saka's wing.
Yeah.
That was where the ball was, and they still scored. So I'm not blaming the goalkeeper fully because anybody can give the ball away high up the pitch. That's what the midfield is for, to win the ball back or prevent goals and the defense. So unfortunately that day, it wasn't our day. But to now come and over embellish it as if, oh, he's not doing a good job or this.
Job is a clown. Is a clown.
Yeah,
That
there's a
pusher.
reason. Yeah, there's a reason he came into the team. When he came into the team, he is used to playing with a focal point.
Yeah.
So I don't think Nketiah is enough of a focal point
No, he's
for
not.
me. So if he's not enough of a focal point, we'll have problems. He hasn't played with Martinelli where we can be up top and he will just give a ball to Martinelli. Martinelli runs down.
Yeah.
So we saw in the second half against Man City, we saw what happened. He took the ball and started dishing it out in different, positions, and it worked out well. So I just think this is just being unfair.
But I don't
You
think
know?
it's more of an agenda. Okay, let me read this chat from A7. Shout out to you. Tomiyasu and Kivio are more than capable backup, which I agree with 100%. That's not even considering Timber, who is due to be back from injury, and also Ben. That's why sometimes I said they don't do their research, but they come out and boldly waffle, which is crazy. You think people who have shame, who know their stuff, you should do your research before you come and boldly waffle, but it is what it is.
If one injury happens, we're not going
Yeah.
to, we're not going to, what will I say?
Implode
Just
for one injury. Yeah.
improve like that because of an injury. I don't see it happening.
So it comes up on that shout out to 87 Nate said, I genuinely think this is a major story because Ramsey is English. 2000% I agree with you. No one felt sorry for Leno. I was a solid showstopper. I've been saying it. The media find a way to coddle their own.
Of course,
Nobody
what
felt
is
sorry
true.
for Leno. Yeah.
It's true. Nobody felt, because everybody thought, oh, it's as if, they didn't do him right and all.
Yeah.
No, nobody saw that
Look
one.
at David De Gea at Manchester United. Why are the English press not feeling sorry for what Manchester United did to De Gea?
Because he's not English.
Thank you. Wow. So let's listen to another waffle because I have a lot of waffles. We're having a waffle breakfast this morning. Yeah, I don't know. I know in Nigeria it's a different time zone, but I'm having a waffle breakfast this morning.
Of course.
Let me show you another Liverpool clown.
Simple to say that when Rodri
So
now looks a bargain.
Declan Rice had a very good game against Man City's B team midfield. Hooray. He's certainly not 105 million bargain.
you heard that right? He had a good game against Man City B team midfield.
Is Nunes worth 80 million?
To me, I'll say no.
Bro, Nunes, see, where people want to start, well, I understand, because at the end of the day, when things are not working well in your own house, you go and look at other people's own and go and talk. I don't see why somebody that spent how many million on Nunes should come and be telling us Declan Rice is not worth 105 million.
Or
I'm
he
sure
played
this-
against Man City's B team.
What's my
B
business?
midfield.
Later they will say, but Man City's B team, Bernardo Silva, has he not won the Premier League how many times?
Yeah,
Kovacic,
3
has
times.
he not won the Champions League how many times?
Yeah.
Rico Lewis, would they not say he has won the Premier League? So whose fault is it? He played against Man City's B team midfield. Were there, okay, what do they call it? That Mateus Nunes came from the bench.
Look, let's turn the other way. When they played against Holding, were they saying Haaland played against Arsenal's B defense? I don't like this now because nobody was saying Haaland played and scored against Arsenal's B or C defense.
He was muscling Holding anyhow.
It was. Yeah, Holding has suffered though. I met the molestation Holding has faced from Song of Tottenham and Haaland. Nobody was saying. Remember when we lost out to Tottenham in the Champions League qualifiers, right? No, the race for top 4.
Yeah, the top
Nobody
4.
said Tottenham beat Arsenal's B defense of Cedric and Holding. Nobody was saying Tottenham beat Arsenal's B defense. They were saying they beat Arsenal.
Of course.
Now, the narrative is that we beat Man City's B midfield. Pathetic.
But that is, you see, that is why people like those guys, they are, what do they call it? They are very shallow in their thing. That's why I said it. You're criticizing Rice that has been man of the match against 2 of these big teams.
Yeah, Manchester United and Man City.
So what are we talking about? Then as opposed to Nunes, who you have as a striker, that they spent almost 90 million pounds to sign. Then he can't hit, what do they call it, the target. You're not criticizing me.
He can't strike anything.
You understand? I don't understand where this confidence comes from.
Very interesting. Very, very interesting from the talk of these so-called pundits that are working for the sports radios that are covered all over the globe. The shallowness, the non-objective, non-data driven, non-empirical evidence driven punditry and analysis for me is scary. It's scary. And this is what we have to listen to. They are pushing this thing into the head of young fans, old fans who don't know their left from right.
Yeah,
and they are buying
right.
it and they are swallowing this nonsense. Nate says everyone is jealous, we have rights. Exactly.
It's true. The same clown, no. The same clown would have been celebrating that they wanted to buy Caicedo for 110 million.
Yeah. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. So if you follow their logic and have their pushing narrative, if we eventually win the league, it will be oh, Man City fell off. That's why we won the league.
No, it's not. See, as far as if they like, they should fall to the point of relegation and we win it. I'm not going to hear as they are not going to write Arsenal because Man City fell off. That's not what they are going to write on the trophy. They will write Arsenal's name there. That's what that matters to me. So whatever their opinion is after, it doesn't bother me. I want to win. That is the main thing. Let me enjoy the what do they call this?
The
experience of winning. Yes, let me enjoy it. Then from there, if Man City want to come back next year, it's not my business. Okay, Man City's B team, but these same people were telling us that Man City have a better squad. Their squad depth. Oh,
yeah.
Man City squad depth. So are they now going to admit that now we now have better squad depth than their own?
They won't admit. Is that they love how to see. They know how to move the goalpost. They move the goalpost, and there's nothing objective and static. Can we just use the same measuring stick you use for Arsenal for Man City? No, they're going to just move the goalpost and move it, and interesting stuff. So we know 1 more week before the boys return to camp. Gabriel played yesterday for Brazil. Unfortunately, he couldn't get a full 3 points. They drew against, I think, was it Venezuela they drew?
Yeah,
Odegaard was instrumental for Norway. At the moment, none of our players have any injury. So what are you expecting next week when we come back? Because we are going to face one of your favorite enemies, the Blue Rascals in Chelsea.
Yeah.
What are you expecting?
Well, I'm expecting, the rest of the guys at home to be working and, get fit. I'm sure maybe I'm hearing Saka has a regimen so that he can return
Yeah.
quickly. Saliba, I'm sure is recovering from his minor toe injury. I'm
Yeah.
happy even Declan Rice is not didn't play for England against Australia. I'm happy, most of the Ben White is just sitting at home.
Chilling. For
So
me, shout out to Southgate for that.
You understand.
Yeah.
So the rest of the players, yes, they are not doing anything that much. The ones that are so far unscathed, I would love for it to be like that. And I would love us to go and face Chelsea with our full squad. Let us be squad for choice.
Yeah.
You understand?
I love that.
That's what
I would love that too.
I want to happen. And I would love us to get a win there. Yeah, because, they have been talking all season how XG, they are leading on XG. This one. So.
Oh, Lord. They are leading on XG. Where are they on the table? Where are they on the table?
Even Manchester United that people are laughing at. Manchester United is still higher than Chelsea. It's so funny.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah,
I saw this. Did you see how Arsenal sent it? This is Partey is so fragile. Shout out to Partey. I love him, but we have to admit he's crooked, just like Kieran Tierney. Every time he goes to represent his country, we must send our team doctor to monitor him.
Yeah, wow. He's
wow,
physically not durable enough.
He's not. That durability is not there. It's not there. Wow. Damn. So Randall says, to be honest, I'm expecting 3 to 4 new. Those rascals need to exactly. That's why. See, let them talk all their talk in all this podcast, all these videos. No Kai. So I saw his stream the other day, right? So I was bragging about how Caicedo, imagine, injured Martinelli last season as a point. Have we gone that low? You were talking about how at Brighton, Caicedo injured Martinelli. That was not deliberate.
Yeah, of course.
But to use that as a point that gives Caicedo a leverage is appalling.
That is stupidity. So they are saying in the 18-yard box he should do something like that.
Imagine. They keep shouting London is blue with Palmer. Charlie, believe they have the squad. There's nothing blue in London. Let's not lie to ourselves. There's nothing blue in London. London is not blue. The only
arguments they have is come and talk to us when you have 2 Champions League.
Yeah, which is going to go out of fashion very soon. Shout out to Gogo coming in late. Hello, Palace. Shout out to you. What's happening? You've missed a bit of the talking we had.
Yeah,
we've been talking a lot. So maybe you should watch back after we end the stream. You catch up. You didn't miss too much. So this nonsense of SG, the Jackson guy is called last time. I'm like, have you seen the new look Arsenal? We might not be that aesthetically pleasing at the moment, but we barely give out chances. We are very conservative. We know how to attack, how to defend. There's a healthy balance of attacking and defense in the new Arsenal team. And I'm confident. Now, football is funny, but based on better team, better starting 11, we should go to Stamford Bridge, which is our second training ground, and do what we do there. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I second that. I also feel we should be able to, stamp our authority. I know, don't get me wrong. I know with their players, with Palmer, Sterling, sometimes you also want to, it's just like having a bottle of Sprite. You want to shake it so that it will be exciting. So it will happen. For me, I do think they would want to have that. They would want to be, what was the word I'll use? Would I
exuberant? A little bit exuberant and gra. I love a bit of gra.
Just to say they are home, they don't want to lose. But I think the dust will settle.
Obviously.
There is that their guy that they say is an attacking midfielder, but when you call him an attacking midfielder, they tell you he's a DM. But we don't know if he's a CM or DM. And they call him the best.
can we be reaching that precipice of calling him a flop? Because for me, even though it was signed in January, Enzo Fernandez has not done anything substantial.
Bro, when I look at Enzo Fernandez, right, I don't feel they are just overhyping. You understand? Sometimes this is why I keep saying.
Will you say that's World Cup tax? Because he has not done anything
Yes,
substantial for
but
Chelsea.
bro, it's the same thing. It's just like McAllister now for
Yeah.
Liverpool. Now, I'm not saying McAllister is not a good player, and we can still defend McAllister that he's playing in a role that he doesn't play.
Yeah.
You understand? Now, you go to this guy. What's this guy's name? You go to Enzo.
Yeah.
Enzo, for me, someone asked me the question. He said, look, if McAllister didn't win the World Cup with Argentina, would we rate him as highly as we are rating him?
Exactly.
That's the question. Now, I'm looking at Enzo Fernandez. He was the best young player. You understand? And one thing we should understand, when your team wins that competition, yes, I also, I supported the guy generally because I just like the guy. I think he's a good player. But I don't like the over-embellishment that they are giving to him. You understand? He is not as good as they are making him out to be.
Before you continue your Enzo Fernandez talk,
yeah,
we all watched him World Cup. Let's be fair. Rodrigo De Paul showed more than McAllister and Enzo Fernandez. So
even Alvarez.
So those guys don't get flowers, but Enzo Fernandez and McAllister, because they're playing the Premiership, suddenly they were the one that secured the World Cup for Argentina. This is crazy.
This guy had not even come to the Premiership. You understand? But just because they had, what do they call it? They had signed, they were interested. Oh, this is the next. But yesterday, I think there was an Ecuadorian boy that scored. Is it Kendry Perez? Yeah. Chelsea fans are saying, oh, superstar, record breaker, because he's 16. You see, everybody's, what's the word I will use? The aim for looking for a new Mbappe.
Yeah.
You understand? It's too much. Calm down. The guy, I didn't even say anything. It's how there was a particular boy that they had a certain time, a Brazilian. What's that boy's name? Piazon. What happened? Piazon went to Chelsea. They destroyed his career. So
that's it. That's what they do.
Yeah. So they should not be coming here to come and talk too much. The advantage they had before, they don't have it again
anymore. So let me read some of this chat real quick. Randa Pittman says Palmer, Sterling, Jackson are all a bunch of average players, bro. Please, those guys can't do anything against all the big six. Exactly. They're just a bunch of all hype, no substance, and that is it. Gogo says Enzo is all hype. Exactly. Nothing more. Remember, Mustafi won Mustafi won the World Cup too. Yeah. Mustafi won the World Cup. Yeah, when we fans learn to just calm down.
Bro, you can't expect people that a lot is not going for them. They see that one. They think it's everything they've seen. You hear the hype. Oh, Enzo is so good. In fact, they should give Benfica another extra 100 million because they robbed that one. Enzo,
what has he done? I'm sorry, I've not seen anything he has done. For me, Fabi Vieira has done more than Enzo Fernandez. Fabi Vieira, limited chance, limited opportunity.
Definitely.
What has he done? Passing sideways and forward sometimes. We cannot pass sideways and forward. I can pass. I'm not that horrible that I can't pass a ball. So what has he done? No, I want to know, what has he done?
No. Bro, for me, Chelsea fans, the way they've made noise, oh Lord in heaven, I just cannot. I don't know the word I'll use. I can't fathom their confidence. I don't know where it comes from. You understand? I don't know where it comes from.
It comes from the fact that they won two games, right? They say when you've been in the dumpster fire for a long time, any
Yeah.
glimmer of hope, you think you've reached heaven, you've climaxed. No.
Yeah, true.
Like if you're eating from a dumpster for the last 10 years, you think if someone gives you a half decent hamburger and some fries, you will not think that is the best thing you can eat. That is it.
Of course, you think that's the highest that
Yeah.
has ever.
If Palmer is a great player, as they always hyping, do you expect Pep to let him go? Exactly.
Because I said it before, they would have also needed a winger of his quality if
Yeah.
he stayed. You understand? So I'm not saying he's not showing some glimpses that
Fine.
he's a
Yeah, he is.
yeah. But I just feel, like I said, he should have stayed, even if it's just one season. Just stay a season. If you stay that season and they don't take you, they don't use you, we all will look and say, okay, fine. You actually stayed. You were not given enough chances as you felt you should have wanted, and you left. So
I'm
to
going to say
Chelsea,
something. I'm going to say something that sounds controversial. We've seen this movie before. Sancho went to
Of course.
Dortmund, looked like this guy in an inferior league. Oh, it's Sancho. Man U went there. Man U, the recruitment team at Man U, they're idiotic. Let's be fair. Bunch of people don't know what they're doing. They bought him to back to the English Premiership, where he won't have that kind of space. He won't have lesser inferior defenders to deal with. And look at him. So Palmer, the signs is showing for me is what I call honeymoon period signs.
Yeah,
When
just like
the
when
dust,
Chelsea.
when the dust settles, he will go back to what he is.
Yeah.
I've seen this movie so many times. I'm not buying it. I could be wrong. I'm not God, but I'm not buying the early hype. So let's calm down. So Gogo says, guys, a little reminder to everyone: we have played City twice this season and conceded one goal from open play, limiting Haaland to 0.0 XG in both games. Something serious is happening at our club. Exactly. But guess what? Not all fans can say it because we are not aesthetically pleasing at the moment. We are not playing well. What do you think? We are not playing well, right? We are not playing well. So,
You know what?
it is.
I love what he said. They should be really scared. You understand?
Yeah.
I anticipate a huge.
They said it's upgrade of Kai and is showing what Kai can show them. I don't really understand that message for random people.
That's because it's for Palmer. They are saying Palmer is the upgrade on Kai, and he's showing what Kai couldn't show. And like I said, I sent you a video of Kai.
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah, I saw it. Yeah.
So that's why I said the places you go to kill you. Chelsea is one of those places.
They kill quality players. They kill quality players at Chelsea.
The amount, just because a few players made it there doesn't mean that you understand, they develop players. It's just okay. Can you pop for 3 years? If you can pop and give us the best 3 years of your career, good.
And that's
when you're done, you bring in another person.
So shout out to you for being here with me for the last 1 hour discussing all Arsenal and we ended with a bit of Chelsea. I'm so happy you had the time out of your busy schedule to bless my channel and give us some of your insight, your quality. I actually regard your opinion very highly. I think they're well thought through. You are not just this following all the crowd kind of analyst. You look at the game from a different perspective, and this is not an echo chamber. We can disagree, but let's make sure our disagreements are logical. They have data driven to it, and that's it. So I would like you to give us your last word as we round up this stream.
Well, I'm hoping the international break it goes well for us and we return unscathed and we return in very good condition. That is the most important thing.
So me too. I'm hoping our players come back healthy and sound, no injuries, no niggling, no return back, so we can go to Stamford Bridge and dump on them because I'm tired of all this loose talk. They have a lot of loose talk. Shout out to them. They won their last 2 matches, but don't get overly excited. All this premature ejaculation that they are having, calm it down. The bottom team, they beat Fulham.
They beat Fulham and they beat the team everybody's beat.
Burnley.
So
So it is what it is. So guys, do us a favor on your way out, like the video. Even after this video, go to the comment section and drop a comment on this video. We will appreciate that. Thanks for your support. If you are yet to subscribe and you're enjoying what you're seeing, do us that honor and favor by subscribing. Very, very important. Like the video. The algorithm needs your like, guys. Those that support this channel, we appreciate you guys. Do us that favor. Make sure when you watch our pre-recorded videos or our live videos, make sure you stick a like on them. Very, very important. So guys, this will be the end of this live section for today. Make sure you turn your notification bell so if you have any live session, you'll be duly notified. Shout out to Mr. Efosa for granting me his time. I really appreciate it. Guys, we'll be back very soon. Just make sure your notification bells are turned on and you'll be aware. Like, share, subscribe. We'll see you guys on the next one. Bye for now.